another astral update. I am starting to bring my videos in English because I am going to start teaching astrology on the platform of the Academy of Divine Knowledge. It's a great platform. I really suggest you go and check it out. We have great contributors there, like people like David Icke, Dr. Christian Northrup, Jason Shurka, and Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, among them, and there are many, many others. Okay, so let's see where we're at now, okay? So we are in the couple days before the full moon in Scorpio. By excellence, the full moon in Scorpio is the most potent, most intense moon of the year. Why? Because it's in the most intense sign of the zodiac, right? In Scorpio. So for that to happen, the sun has to be in Taurus, right? Because we talk about a full moon, there's an opposition, right, going on. So we come from Aries. You know, Aries, April, the month of April has been very much about starting things up, movement, energy, and it's just been a really crazy time, like really high energy, right? So now that the sun has moved into Taurus, we want to like ground ourselves. It's the first earth sign of the zodiac, so we want to connect to the natural rhythm of life. That is what Taurus is. Taurus rules the natural rhythm of life. So we want to connect to that grounding, to that earthiness, and understand that the deadlines are only here. The deadlines are only in our head. The going fast, the process of having to do things, of having to meet certain deadlines is basically made up by man. Is not something that the natural rhythm of life holds, you know? When we plant the seed, the day we plant the seed is not the day we harvest, right? So everything in life has a natural rhythm, a natural cycle. And this is where Taurus comes in, and we can make the most out of this energy by surrendering to that natural rhythm, natural flow of life. Okay, so this is going to be really important. It's really important not to take things, serious things, as serious, you know, because it's really not about taking things seriously, but about learning to flow. And I'll get more into that, talking more about the full moon, because it's important. But if you are at this stage of your life feeling, and for all of us it feels this way, I mean, for different signs and different ascendants and all this, depending on your natal chart, you're gonna have this energy in different parts of your chart. But there is one specific area for all of us. There's one specific area that we've been like going at it. And there's something there that feels like frustrating, that feels like a theme that comes from the past. And if we feel that we are hitting ourselves up against the wall, it's time to understand what life is trying to tell us. It's trying to tell us it's not that way. Like, it's not that way. Like, let's, you know, detour and go somewhere else, okay? So this is really important to understand, and everything is in perfect order. And this is allowing us to see our own shadow, okay? So it's very liberating, although the process of liberation may feel very uncomfortable to us, okay? And this is a theme for the full moon in Scorpio, okay? So it's important wherever we have that resentment, or that we want to achieve something, or that control, because also has to do with control. It's time to look at it and ask ourselves. Why are we like almost like fighting with ourselves over this issue, this one specific issue? And you have to ask yourself, what is this issue for you? Okay? It's very important not to judge ourselves, to not be like hard with ourselves. On the contrary, we should have compassion, and this is a moment where compassion brings in like the best, you know, and also patience, because Taurus rules the natural rhythm of life, and the natural rhythm of life is patient. We're the ones who are impatient, but the rhythm of life is patient, and this is a virtue of Taurus, of Taurus sign. It is patience, okay? So it's important also the energy of enjoyment, of pleasure, of connecting again to those things that bring us pleasure. And I'll give you a little tip, a little secret. Taurus rules the body. So one way to direct the energy of pleasure is like through the body, right? So maybe taking up like a dance class, and that may or may not be for you, but or like a Aikido class, or like something where you connect to the senses, to the body. And even if it's just like picking up like a yoga class or breath work or meditation or paddleboard, something that makes you connect with your body. And sometimes we are not even aware of the way that we stand in our body, that we walk. Some people, you know, have good posture, but you can tell they're very stiff, you know? So kind of like play with yourself and kind of like relax into your body. Relax and feel your body. How you can navigate through without, you know, being stiff, without wanting to jump through and speed up ahead of time, and you know, because it's about enjoyment, and it's about feeling these pleasures and giving us, you know, that sense of comfort. So it's important that we do this. And we are in the days before the full moon of Scorpio. It's called the Wesak moon. It is said that Buddha was enlightened in this full moon. And basically what this full moon does is that it brings out all the shadows we have, all the fears, all the control. Remember that when we feel that we have a need to control, okay, underneath that need to control is something much deeper. There is a pain. So this full moon is showing us, right, is illuminating that part of what is the pain that we have underneath our need for control, what lies underneath the fears we have. And these things are going to come naturally, will be exposed. Naturally, they're going to come out to the light. And that's what they're there for, because once we see them, we can transmute them. But we have to make the effort to observe, you know, and to be looking out for our reactions and allow our reactions to become less of reactions and more of natural ways of responding. So turning our reactions into responses and observing where is this lack of, sometimes it feels like lack of trust, right? Because Taurus wants us to trust life. That's another word for Taurus. And this is a time where we apply that. You know, we apply that. Okay, I am going to trust. I am going to trust life. I know I am exactly where I need to be, and I am being shown exactly what I need to be seeing, to be able to transcend this, because that's what it's for. That's what it's there for. It's there for us to transcend whatever we need to transcend, that darkness that we have inside. And remember that when we speak about the darkness inside in astrology, when we refer to the collective is the personal, and the personal is the collective. I mean, there is no difference. So whatever darkness we see outside reflected is basically a darkness that already exists in here, okay? So there's no separation, it's one, okay? So this specific full moon is gonna bring in that self-examination. It's gonna bring the light on our shadow, our control systems, our reactions, our fears, and they're there for us to be able to work on, transcend, observe, and move beyond. And this energy stays activated for 2 weeks. And remember that we're coming from the new moon in Aries. So whatever we started with that, you know, energy, with that strong, like, chispita, that fire that we want to, like, start things out, now is the time to just kind of like ground ourselves and see how we can make that we wanted to start back then become steady and stable. How can we sustain it? How can we make it last? Okay? How do we sustain? The energy of starting something is not the same energy of the one needed to sustain something in time. Okay? Great. So I think I touched pretty much the moment we're in. And just to give you a heads up, next month we're gonna be having, well, next month, no, I'm kind of like jumping ahead of myself, but yes, next month we're gonna start already to feel the eclipse season, okay? And I'll be talking more about that in the next video. So thank you so much for being here. Have a great and awesome full moon, an awesome week and weekend. Bye.